Cool. And now in terms of the editing process, how do you think an editor will help the whole process? I mean, somebody like yourself, what will you bring to the party?
Yeah. So what's interesting about that question is there's not, I mean, it's getting better, but there aren't really great industry definitions for types of editing, right? You can get kind of close. You can, if someone says they're a line editor, you know that they're probably not going to help you with their outline. So you can get like in the ballpark, but everybody kind of defines it for themselves, which I have to admit, I kind of like for me. That I get to just define what I want to do. But I would say the biggest benefit of any editor from start to finish, no matter when you engage with one, is shortening the feedback cycle. Because when you're writing 30,000 words, 40,000 words, 80,000 words, just cranking out all of this content, you really don't want to wait to have all of that done and then figure out how to make the decisions to revise it, and then like feel pretty good about it from your perspective, and then hand it off to somebody feeling like it's done, and then find out what you have to go back and change. And you're like, but I've spent 10 years on this. And that happens all the time, right? I talk to so many people who are like, I started my book in 2001. Like, it's like, who's looked at it though? Like, who's helped you with this? There's very little else that we do in this world, especially now that it's not 2001, that doesn't have a quick feedback cycle. And so to keep books back in this like penning a manuscript with like a quill and ink stage is so silly. Like, if you engage with an editor, the massive benefit of that is shortening the feedback cycle so that you can feel really confident in your decisions. We get a bad rap sometimes, I think, for being mean. I got called mom like 3 times in one summer because apparently I was using my mom voice. We get a bad rap, right? The red pen, the changes, the corrections, all of that stuff. But I find that really what's actually happening most of the time is validation. Somebody brings me their manuscript or their idea. We work through a discovery call where we're like, what are your intentions? Who are you writing for? All of that. And they have most of it in place. And I'm just going, that's fantastic. And here's why. Because you don't know how to name that necessarily if you're a writer. And so you're just going, I don't know, I think it feels good. I'm gonna like chase that. And if you don't know and can't name like why it works and the purpose of it and what you're doing next, you can really easily like go down rabbit holes and all of that, or just like slam face first into imposter syndrome. So feedback cycle, validation, and then like really helping you be effective with your next step decisions. I think that's why someone should engage with an editor.
But I also do think an editor has to be firm and call it out if something's not working. Now with Brannon, she has actually seen a lot of my work so far, but she's given a very positive vibe. So I'm actually waiting for the real thing to go to her.
Mom voice, remember? It's gonna happen.